Oh, hello. Also, welcome to another edition of Only in Monroe. I'm Stephen Colbert, filling in for your usual hosts, Michelle Bauman and Kaylani Ray Rafko Wilson. I'm not sure how many people that is, but none of them could be here tonight. And I'm so grateful for the hospitality shown to me by everyone here at Monroe Public Access Cable Television, or MPACT. They are all team players because they know there is no I in MPACT. I've only been here a day, but I've already grown close to station manager Millward Boudry and my volunteer cameramen Lee Markham, Jeff Brown, and Faye Markham. You guys are the best. Thanks so much. Since my last show ended in December, I've been itching to host a talk show again, but my new theater is not ready yet, so I decided to head over to Monroe, Michigan, look around, and give it a Michigander. Obviously, native Monrovians know a lot about this town already, but people all over the world can subscribe to MPACT's YouTube channel to binge watch 2014 City Council meetings. Spoiler alert, hope you didn't get too attached to that free parking on Cass Street. It did not end well. So as the temporary host of Only in Monroe, I felt it was my duty to educate myself about what makes Monroe Mon-Go. This is Monroe. Monroe is located in beautiful southeast Michigan, the place where Mom clips America's mitten onto the sleeve of Indiana. In 1817, Monroe was named for newly elected President James Monroe, who bought the naming rights to the city to promote Jimmy Monroe's jacked jalapeno lard on a hardtack biscuit. Ba-da-ba-ba-da, it's sustenance. Monroe is the hometown of General George Armstrong Custer. Now, while everyone knows that Little Bighorn was Custer's last stand, few realize that Monroe was his first stand. The city itself is located on scenic Breast Bay. There's nothing locals love more than heading out on the lake and motorboating the Breast. Monroe is also the birthplace of Lazy Boy. Lazy Boy, don't sit there, that's Dad's chair. The Lazy Boy was invented in 1928 by two cousins who wanted to simulate, quote, nature's way of relaxing. And it's true. You see this way of relaxing all the time on the Serengeti. The Monroe Boat Club is celebrated for an annual dinner where they serve the local delicacy, muskrat. If you're wondering what muskrat tastes like, imagine eating a rat, but with more musk. And if you're going to have an adult beverage with your muskrat, and I do recommend it, remember the old saying, beer before muskrat, never sicker. Muskrat before beer, still not feeling great. Now, I want to assure fans of Only in Monroe that I want to do a show that would make Michelle Bauman and Kaylani Ray Rafko Wilson proud, all of them, even though they were not available to host tonight. So let's welcome tonight's first guests, Michelle Bauman and Kaylani Ray Rafko Wilson. Hi, Michelle.
Hi, yes.
Kaylani Ray
Hello,
Rafko
Stephen.
Wilson. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for hosting for us this
Yes.
evening.
Now, what was the engagement that you had to go to that kept you unable to host the show?
Well, we were going to be guests on Stephen Colbert's show.
Yeah, on your show. We're guests
That
on
worked
your
out
show.
great.
Cool.
Okay,
Yes.
fantastic. Let's get right into the heat of the meat here. Michelle Bauman, you're a registered nurse.
I am.
You're a teacher and a proud mom.
I am.
Fantastic. Kaylani Ray Rafko Wilson, you are also a registered nurse.
Yes.
A proud mom and the winner of the 1988 Miss America pageant.
That's right. That's right.
Wow. Okay. What happens if you feature something on Only in Monroe and then you find out it also happens someplace else? Do you have to issue a retraction?
No, we would call them and tell them to take it down right away.
So stop it.
Stop
Oh,
their
yeah.
production.
Yeah.
It's ours.
It's a turf war between
Yeah,
Monroe
absolutely.
and all other
Yes.
counties. When you say only Monroe, do you mean the county or the town of Monroe?
We mean the
It's a county.
Okay.
It's a county,
There's
yeah.
no town called Monroe?
There
There's a city.
is, but only Monroe. We talk about the whole county and
Okay.
everything that's happening here. We've got some great events, but yeah, we're territorial.
I think of you guys as the Kathy Lee and Hoda of
Okay.
Monroe.
I'm Kathy Lee. She is my favorite.
Speaking of
Okay,
which,
great.
Who wants a glass of wine?
Oh my God!
Well,
There you go.
well, there we go.
I don't know if this is legal to do
I don't know
on
either,
public access,
but
but if anyone is watching, this is water. Can I hit you?
Absolutely.
yeah, that
All
looks
right.
nice and clear. Where'd you get this water at, Stephen?
I got this from the
I'm a
local
little nervous
sewage
about it.
treatment plant.
I was going to say,
well,
not out my
exactly.
back door, right, River
Yeah.
Raisin? No.
I got this right out of the River Raisin. Which you know, it's cresting. The River Raisin is cresting
Oh,
right
yes,
now.
we know.
Today, yes.
Dundee
Cheers.
is closed.
Cheers.
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 To only in Monroe.
Oh, nice.
Ooh, Daddy's water burns a little bit.
Nice.
That's
I
nice.
like this kind of water.
I hope that's
Okay,
legal.
I'm going to talk to you about some of the.
Check with legal.
We're going to have to check.
I want to talk to you about one of the episodes that I saw you guys do a little while
Yes.
back, where you were talking to Joe Bell from the Mall of Monroe.
Right.
Is it true that you guys sometimes go to the movie theater, but not to see a movie, just to buy popcorn and take it home?
Oh,
I
we-
do.
Yes,
I do.
we
Yeah.
may have
My
done
daughter
that.
works there, and they do have really good popcorn.
Is that
Yeah.
why you can go do that? Because normally at a movie theater, you have to actually buy a ticket, get it torn going, and there's the concession stand. But
Oh,
you're
no,
just
you can
buying
buy popcorn.
You can.
Sure. And
In
that's
Monroe, you can.
only in Monroe.
I would
Only in
say
Monroe.
so, because
Yeah,
if you tried that in
absolutely.
New York, they would tase you.
I know. I have been there. Oh, no.
Oh, been there.
Been there, done that. No, I'm
She
teasing.
has not been tased. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Now, Kaylani Rofko Wilson.
Yes.
When
what I
you
would go
won
for.
Miss America in 1988, what was the biggest surprise for you? Was it that you had no legislative power? What surprised you about being Miss America?
You know, I think the most surprising thing was that all of a sudden I had a title that was recognized by everyone over the age of 4. A little bit freaky.
Right.
Because everywhere you went, they just saw the crown. And I think the power behind the title. I mean, I'd go into a place and people just wanted to hear what she had to say. And as a nurse, coming during a nursing shortage, it worked out really, really nice.
How great
Yeah.
would it be if you were like in a hospital and they say, your nurse is going to be in here,
That
and she's
happened.
Miss America.
That happened. That
Really?
happened. Yes, yes.
That
it was
would
kind
pull
of
me
fun.
back from the brink.
It was kind of fun. It was like,
Exactly.
yeah. One of my patients down in Toledo, the first thing he said was, oh my gosh, he called the Toledo Blade, I think, and said, do you know where the new Miss America has given me shots? And I just was like, oh my gosh, don't talk to the press. Just fun, just fun. But it was a shocker. It was a shocker. And it
Oh,
wasn't
I bet.
because I had a great wave or anything like that. It just was a
What
shocker.
is the official wave? What is the official
Well,
wave of
are you ready?
Beauty Queens? Can we all do
Okay.
it? Let's do the
Yes,
Beauty
we can
Queen
do
wave.
it.
Okay.
So bring your middle finger slightly towards your thumb.
Okay.
That's perfect. And then just twist your wrist.
Like this?
That's
oh,
right.
So
I am really
There
good
you
at
go.
it. I get a lot of practice.
She practices every day before our show. Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
You know, and
That's great.
actually, you do that very well.
Thank you very much.
A little bit better than I thought you would, but that
I'm
was
in show
good. That's
business.
We're
I'm
not-
in show
yeah, we're not
business,
worried about that at
and
all.
I've got the hips of a beauty queen.
There you go.
Can we trash talk Miss USA for a second?
Well, okay.
Miss America is where it's at, right? Miss America is
where
it's
it's
the
at.
original,
That's right.
There you go.
much older, much higher
1921.
status. 1921. Miss USA, I think, was
In the 40s.
invented in the Carter administration, wasn't it?
In the 40s.
In the 1940s.
In the 40s, I think.
When they had a
yeah.
they had a shortage of Miss Americas because all Miss Americas were off fighting the Nazis
That's
at the time. They had to go with a second tier Miss National Woman.
There you go.
That's great. Now, did you guys, you and Miss USA at the time, do you remember who was Miss USA when you were Miss America?
I don't. But we actually have, you know, my daughter's a current Miss Monroe County.
Oh, really? Is she
competed
going
for
to try to
Miss
become
Michigan.
Miss Michigan?
Well, she tried.
Yeah?
She tried. She didn't make top 10, but she did awesome. And she's going to keep trying. She needs some scholarship for school. But
All right.
she's
Can
one
you
of
go
her
more than once? Can you
closest-
try more than once?
You can try more than once for a state title, but
You can't try more
everyone who
than
goes
once.
to Miss America, it's just a one-shot deal.
All right.
But actually, it's kind of ironic that one of her good friends
Yep.
is the current Miss Michigan teen USA.
Now, in
And they're good
Michigan, isn't it
friends.
actually technically Michigan?
No. That's only after you've been drinking our water. And then it's Michigan.
After you had a little sewage water.
Cheers. Okay.
A little
Yeah,
Miss
that's
Michigan for
it.
us.
Sorry,
Now,
Michelle.
Michelle Bauman, I have to take issue with you for a second. Again, I need to take issue
good.
with you. You're ready for
Sorry, I'm
this.
sorry. Do you have
Okay.
Facebook or something?
I
I'm
was
starting to get nervous.
watching. Are you guys on Facebook?
I am.
Yeah.
That's
Do
my
you
job.
Facebook a lot?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh.
I'm not on Facebook. Sell me
I
on
don't know.
Facebook. Why should I be on?
Because if you wanted to watch what I do every day, probably from go to the mall to the gas station to the
Yeah,
airport,
you'll know
what I'm
everything
doing.
about her.
If I was on Facebook,
Yeah.
I'd be able to give me the rundown again of the
Just about
agenda.
from about 6 a.m. to about 10 p.m.
So
you know
at
what
6 a.m., I know what you're doing
Yes,
all the
yes,
time.
yeah. Roll out.
Is this some sort
Yeah.
of like government program where you have to keep like one of those locator bracelets on your ankle? Why do I know so much about you all the time?
I guess because I thought I was so interesting.
I'm not sure.
Well,
It's so much fun.
I learned something about you on another recent episode, a different episode than the popcorn episode, but a
goodness.
different episode where you said that you spent a fair amount of time up in Saginaw, right? And how long of a drive is that from Saginaw down here?
It's about 2 hours, give or take 30
and
minutes.
what roads you take coming down here?
Well, I take I-75. usually.
I-75. Terrible,
Right.
terrible construction on there right
It's
now.
horrible, horrible.
Comes at a bad time, what with the flooding and all that kind of stuff.
Right,
It's
yeah.
just-
Well, I avoid that like the
Yeah.
plague.
All right. So you said on a recent episode of Only in Monroe that you like to paint your nails in the car when you're coming down,
Oh,
and
great.
that you made a claim of how fast you can paint your nails.
I said that on TV.
You said it on
I
TV.
don't remember.
I know.
Let's
well,
take a
then I
look.
tell
Hold
you,
on one
gotta be
second,
careful.
ladies. Let's bank it down for a second. Millward, can we roll that, please?
So how was your road trip? You just came off of teaching.
I had no idea that you could paint 2 nails per red light. So I got all
Oh.
10 nails painted on my
Okay.
way home from Saginaw.
Oh, that's good.
I didn't, and not while driving. Not me.
Okay,
Oh,
so
boy.
let's recap that claim. You say
This plant's
that you can paint 2 nails for every red light.
Oh, at least, yes. Mhm.
Okay, I'm going to challenge you on that because we had some research done on this. Legally, stoplights are between 35 and 50 seconds long. So let's just imagine for a second that on average they're 42 seconds long. Okay, can we
Okay.
agree on that?
Yes, sure.
Sure.
Here's what we're going to do. Okay, let's put our wine to the side. Let's
put
use
our
the
water
basket in
away.
the middle.
Okay.
Exactly, our water. What we're going to do here is I need your help on this too, Kaylani. I want you to
Well,
play a
sure.
stop light. There's
Got
red,
it.
there's green.
All
Okay.
right.
Here is
feeling a little
a hold on. Here is a stopwatch.
All right.
I want you to give us 42 seconds on there, and you and I will each pick a color. Go
Pick a
ahead.
color, okay, well.
We've got Sexy Divide. What do
I've
you have
got
there?
Naughty Nautical.
I've got
Oh.
Jamaica Me Crazy.
I'm
Oh,
sorry
that's
about
fun.
that. Okay, how about a Bikini So Teeny? Probably not going to do that.
I-
Not
Meet
gonna
Me
do
at
that.
Sunrise. And Ignite the Night.
Okay.
Oh my
I'm gonna
gosh.
go with I'm gonna go with Bikini Sotini.
I'm going to choose
There you go.
Jamaica Me Crazy.
All right, let's do it.
Nice.
Okay,
All
so here's
right.
how it's gonna work.
Okay. Oh.
We have to keep them sealed because you keep them closed while you're driving, right?
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
that's a good idea.
We're gonna be pretending like we're driving down the highway.
Mm-hmm.
Kaylani Rarofko Wilson, you're gonna be the green light.
Got it?
At a certain point, switch it to red. We will stop when you start
I'll
that.
time you 42.
42
Okay,
seconds.
hold on. How fast are we going and what am I driving?
You're
that's
driving a Camaro.
Perfect.
Okay.
Convertible,
You're driving a
red.
drop-top
that's
Camaro.
nice.
Okay.
And I'm driving a 1967 a fully restored drop-top Mustang.
All right.
Okay.
Oh, it's
Blue.
on.
All right.
Okay, yeah. Mhm.
And
Are we racing? I mean,
I'm
no.
turning heads. Okay.
You are.
I'm
That's
not
what I
saying
was
we're-
wondering if
I'm
you're
not
gonna
saying
take
we're
time
shooting
to-
eyes at each other as we drive down the
Right,
road.
that's right.
I may
but
not have done that
we're,
before.
we're trading paint.
Right. Well,
Okay. Okay, you ready? That's,
Oh, wait a
and
minute,
that's
wait
a
a minute.
metaphor for those who are keeping score.
That's right. That's right.
All right, here we go.
Okay,
Are you
so-
ready?
I'm
ready.
And then I want you to count us down like 5 seconds from the end so we know when to put our caps back on.
All right,
Oh, so
got
can
it.
we start- Can we start at a stoplight?
No, we're
No, you're
driving.
you're
we're
driving
driving.
right
okay,
now.
We're
No,
driving.
I just
Okay.
wanted
We're
to take
driving.
off.
Okay.
Okay, okay.
And
I
we're
got it.
driving.
Yes, we're
No,
driving.
don't take. Okay, ready? All right, and stoplight.
You will also be judged on the neatness of your nails, okay? So don't just power through it, Michelle, and think that just sheer volume is going to win you this thing.
Sheer volume, sheer.
Teeny,
yeah, just-
Bikini So Teeny is really thin. I'm not getting the coat that I'm looking for.
I'm trying to not get my side of the nails, although
Now, do you have brothers and sisters, Michelle?
I do. I have 7 sisters and 2 brothers.
Oh, wow. I had 7 brothers and 3 sisters. And
Where do you
I was
fall in the lineup?
basically a dress-up doll for my sisters. So I learned how to do this.
4, 3,
Cap on.
2, 1.
Lord have mercy. Okay.
All right.
All
Oh,
right.
it's kind of thick.
It's a moment of judgment.
Okay.
Moment of
How
judgment.
much you get?
Oh
Now,
my gosh.
your nails were already painted.
This is true.
This is true.
That is-
So we have to see the purple over the red.
Over
okay?
the red.
Okay.
All right.
Let's take a look.
You
Can we
gotta
get a
zoom
shot
in.
here?
Gotta zoom in.
Who's on this? Kaylani Rarofko Wilson?
Michelle, you
Look me in the
good.
eyes.
I am. I am.
Be honest. Who won?
I know.
Who
I think
won?
you got it, girl. You got it.
There
you
you
did
go.
so well.
There you go. Oh, I was thinking,
My
next
co-host
next
for
month.
life.
I know, right? Because he's not going to be here this year next month.
The fix is in.
I know it is.
The
it
fix is clearly
but
in.
look at.
All
oh,
right.
Gosh.
Yeah,
it is
Monrovians
a
stick
little
together.
bit.
That's clear. By the
Oh.
way, how did you guys meet other than talking over
Oh
each
my
other?
gosh.
Oh, we do that, don't we?
You do that,
know,
and
sorry.
you just said do, which I don't think you can say
We can
on
only say
cable
that.
access.
You're not allowed
I'll
to
tell you,
say
we've
that.
got to go take a break. Can you guys stick around after the break?
Yes.
We can.
All right.
Here.
All right. We'll be right back with more Only in Monroe. how long do these breaks usually last?
30 seconds.
30
30
seconds long.
That's it.
Does it have to be 30 seconds?
It could be 1
It
minute,
could be a
but
minute and a
usually
half.
not.
But
All
usually
right.
not.
And then what, is there a commercial or something that rolls
It's a
during this
PSA.
time?
That PSA.
A public service
Yeah.
announcement, like
It's
Jeff
like doo-doo.
Daniels doing like
Sure.
the Wander, Michigan, or
Right, yes.
yeah,
So
that's
if you're in
what I'm saying.
Michigan, Tim, what's his name?
Tim Allen.
Tim, okay, and then when it's
know
over,
that.
we can go back anytime you want.
Yes.
Okay.
We always do.
Nice.
Welcome back. And now it's time for Monroe News. First up, in business news, the Lazy Boy Corporation recently opened their new headquarters in Monroe. As is tradition with all things Lazy Boy, the company's old headquarters will be dragged to the curb for anyone who wants to pick it up. As you may know, following torrential rains, the River Raisin crested today. That flooding recently caused the Monroe Metropolitan Wastewater Treatment Plant to discharge some partially treated sewage. Remember, the sewage is only partially treated, so until further notice, please do not drink any sewage. The band Little Big Town will appear at the Monroe County Fair in August following the removal of singer Jimmy Westbrook's vocal polyp, which, in strict accordance with county fair rules, will be deep fried and sold on a stick. And now, it's time for my turn. Folks, I've been putting this one off for a long time, but it's time to address a sensitive issue that's tearing Monroe apart. I'm talking about the vicious internet flame war between Jerry's Frenchtown Bar and Grill and a Yelper named only Mark M., which means he's totally anonymous among the 5 Mark M's living in Monroe. Concerning Jerry's, Mr. M recently yelped, "Stopped in for lunch back in the late 90s. You heard right. Mark M is posting about a pre-turn-of-the-century lunch he ate at Jerry's, presumably wearing his Jenkos and Fresh Prince jacket, with his Discman blasting Chubbawamba through his racial haircut. Mark M explains, sat at the bar and ordered a regular burger and 1 O'Doul's, $9.50. $9.50 for a burger and an O'Doul's? Also, O'Doul's? Mark raged on, I was regularly getting a burger and a beer for lunch for half that much everywhere else. I asked the barmaid if maybe she mixed up the bills, and I got a one-word answer. Nope. Did I leave a tip? Nope. Will I ever go back? Nope. Does Mark M sound like someone I want to grab an O'Doul's with? Nope. Well, after spitting 16 years of pent-up lunch fury, Mark M dropped the mic. Then he picked the mic back up again and continued, and someone apparently representing Jerry's joined Yelp just to send me a nasty message. Classy. Yeah, they didn't even have the decency to wait over a decade before firing back at Mark. They answered only 2 years later. So this thing is really picking up steam at this point. Then Jerry responded, and by Jerry, of course, I mean Brian, the owner of Jerry's, but I call him Jerry because we're tight. Hi, Brian. Jerry Brian Yelp snarked, I would also like to public apologize to you for trauma you must have received in the 90s while dining at Jerry's, and that you finally came to terms with it and could finally talk about it 14 years later to write a review on Yelp. Let it die. Everyone knows the first rule of business. The customer is always let it die. But JB's got a point here. Mark M has been steaming over his bill for so long, he could have eaten his burger, chugged his O'Doul's, then, in a sober stupor, impregnated a woman, and that baby would now be old enough to vote in next year's election, and then afterwards go to Jerry's as a way of rebelling against her father. I'm sick of hearing that story, old man. He overcharged you $4 in the Clinton administration. Here, just take it! Mark M refused to be intimidated, writing back, I would not expect anything less than sarcasm and a disingenuous show of concern from you. Also irrelevant is when I had a bad experience in your bar. Yelp didn't even exist then. So how was I to write a review prior to its existence? That's a fair point. Back before Yelp, the only way to register dissatisfaction with lunch was to burn the restaurant down. I think he showed admirable restraint here. But who's right? Well, as an outsider, it's hard for me to say. You see, where I live in New York City, the best lunch you can get for $9.50 is a bum spitting in your mouth. So was this an exorbitant price to pay for a burger and O'Doul's in the 90s? Well, I had my research team crunch some numbers, and that $9.50 burger and O'Doul's, and let's just say 1999, adjusted for inflation, would be today $13.56. But in actuality, the current price at Jerry's for that exact same meal with tax is $8.90, less expensive than in the 1990s, unlike my Beanie Babies, which I am sure are now worth millions. This price discrepancy is either a tacit admission of previous price gouging by Jerry, or someone on the internet is making a big deal about nothing. There's no way to know which. But still, it's tearing this community apart, so tonight, I bring peace to this troubled Yelp page. Mark M. feels that $9.50 was twice the amount he should have paid. Therefore, I am pledging to pay him the difference. Mark M., come by the station and pick up this check for $4.75 and let the healing begin. Now, I am going to celebrate the end of this conflict the way it began with the delicious O'Doul's. And I'm going to chase that with a shot of whiskey. We'll be right back.
For over 8 generations, any time of the year, folks have been coming to downtown Monroe to shop, eat, be entertained, and connect with friends, old and new. Experience the pleasures of local shopping where the homegrown business owners know you by name, where value isn't just about price, but knowledge, time, and care. Take a break, slow down, have coffee, have dinner, or take in a show. We're a real downtown. We are authentic. Authentic Downtown Monroe. Rediscover us.
Welcome back to Only in Monroe. I'm only Stephen Colbert, and we are still in Monroe only. My next guest is a local Michigander who is making a name for himself in the competitive world of music. Please welcome Marshall Mathers. Marshall, thanks so much for being here today.
Thanks for having me.
Pleasure. Now, are you from the Monroe area?
I am not. I am from the Michigan area.
You are a native
I'm from
Michigander.
Detroit, yeah.
You're from
in
Detroit. Oh,
I live in
Detroit.
Mich-
Okay. How'd you
yeah,
get down
I
here
live in
today? Did you
Michigan.
take I-75?
Yep.
Traffic's pretty tough right now. There's a lot of
It's tough,
construction.
yeah.
Yeah, plus with all the flooding.
Right.
Yeah. You know the River Raisin is crested.
I did not
Didn't
know
know that?
No.
Well, the important thing is just don't drink any sewage. All right? Just do it for the next
Okay.
24 hours. Okay? Fight it. So, from Detroit, who are some of your big musical influences? I imagine Motown, Ted Nugent, obviously Seeger? Bob Seger?
Bob Seger's great, yeah.
He's great. Okay, let's see how much of a Michigan native you are. I'll name some Bob Seger songs and you see whether you can sing any part of them, okay? Against the Wind.
Against the wind, running against the wind.
That's pretty good. Well, I
That's
gave
good,
that
right?
one away because it's in the title. Okay. How about Like a Rock?
I forget the melody.
Like a rock! There is actually no melody. He just screams like a rock for 3 minutes, and then they roll trucks by. I think that the video was just, is it Chevy trucks? Is it Chevy? Just all Chevy trucks. Night Moves.
I know the song, I forget
Little
the
too
melody.
tall, could use a few pounds.
Give me the hook. Where's it?
Night moves. Night moves. Yeah.
Okay.
Fire Lake. Who wants to go to Fire Lake? Strut. Oh, I love to watch a strut. Jump in anytime here. Kathmandu.
That was good.
Thank
That was
you.
good,
You
yeah.
claim you're from Michigan. You
I know
don't know any of
Kathmandu.
these
I know
songs.
Kathmandu. There was a couple of
Rock
them
and
that-
roll never forgets anything. Rock and roll never forgets. Okay. Roll me away, won't you roll me away? Turn the page.
Yep.
Someday, lady, you'll accompany me. Are these ringing any bells?
Yes, they
Am I
are.
catching
You're
you
going
out of-
really fast, though. Like I can't.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were a rapper. Don't rappers talk fast?
They
Are you one of
do.
those slow-talking rappers or one of the fast-talking rappers?
Can be both, I guess.
Old-time rock and roll. I'll throw you a softball here. Old-time rock and roll.
I like that old time rock and roll.
Yeah, Tom Cruise with the underwear.
Just soothes us.
So that's exactly right. All right. So what kind of, let's talk about your career. Enough Bob Seger. What kind of rap do you do? Are you like sort of sing-song a rap like Bone Thugs and Harmony, or are you more like street like Will Smith?
Well, I like Bone Thugs and I like Will Smith.
Okay. Which are you closer to?
Middle,
The middle? Okay.
probably.
Are you political? Because a lot of rap is very political, and some of it is just like good booty rhymes. Are you more political or are you more booty rhymes?
In the middle. Mm-hmm. I mean, I kind of
Right in the middle of the booty?
Right in the crack, probably. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's a steamy place
Yeah.
to have your career.
Right.
All right.
Steamy place to be.
Mm-hmm. I noticed on a lot of rap songs, and you know more than I do about this because you're in the rap world. A lot of times it'll say feat, you know, like they'll say like someone's song, whoever, Rihanna, feat, Pitbull or something like that. It often says feat Pitbull. I think Pitbull's my first name might actually be Feet. Have you ever been feet, Marshall Mathers? Have you ever feated?
I have feated.
What does
yeah.
it mean when you're feeding? When it says feet, what does that
Featuring?
mean? Oh, featuring. Okay, so it's just somebody you're
Featuring.
helping. Can we see his face? He's got a hoodie on. Can we see his face? Is lighting okay with that? Are we okay with that? Okay. Have you thought about taking the hoodie down? Because you've got, you know, just as an entertainer, and I'm in the entertainment industry, you've got such a cute face. Why hide it underneath
thanks.
the hoodie? That's your little moneymaker. Why
Yeah.
hide?
Well,
Why? Nah, you should probably put the hood back.
yeah, probably. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, my mistake. You
Is
know
that-
your business.
is
You
that
know
good?
business better than I do. Can we get serious for a second?
Yeah. Sure.
Do you worry about the kids listening to rap? Because some of it gets pretty rough with, you know, the this and the bomb that.
Oh, I don't do any of that.
You don't do it? You
No.
keep it clean?
Keep it clean.
Give a message to the rappers out there who are dropping that kind of language and tell them, like, you don't have to do it.
You don't have to do it. Watch your mouths.
Okay? Thank you. That is refreshing. That is refreshing. All right. So where do you hope this goes? Is this a career or more of a hobby? Is this sort of like a thing to do with your buddies on the weekends?
It's both.
That's good.
Career and a hobby.
Okay, it's a pretty tough business though, you know? Do you have a fallback position? Is there something else you know how to do, like carpentry or HVAC? Everybody needs HVAC. We're always going to need HVAC.
Carpentry sounds like it could be good.
Yeah, what I'm saying is that, how old are you?
42.
42. If you ever want to have a family and, you know, care for them, while it's fun, and obviously everybody should have something fun they do when they have time, you should really have something. And this is nothing about your talent. This is an older man talking to a younger man about what you're going to need to have in place 10 years from now. You need to think 10 years down the line, am I going to have a retirement account? You just have to make plans for when the dream dies. And, you know, dreams die. You know, it happens. And fun is fun.
I'm so confused right now. I'm trying to figure out if you're serious or if.
I'm very serious. If you don't have a retirement account by the time you're 50, you're dead in the water. There's nothing to be done at that point. You're a greeter at Walmart at that point.
Yeah, no,
You're
I.
like,
I
hi,
have
I'm
that,
Marshall.
though.
Children's toys are over that way.
Right.
You're dead.
Right.
You're going, why don't I listen to him?
No,
And listen, I understand this is probably important to you on a certain level, and you probably told your friends, I'm going to make it. I'm going to be the guy who doesn't give up. You told your parents, is this good enough for you, old man? But there's a certain point you have to be humble and say, maybe it doesn't happen for me.
Right.
Maybe it doesn't happen for you, Marshall.
You really don't know? I mean, I put out like quite a few albums.
Well, I'm sure that feels good.
It does.
It does. Well, good. Doesn't pay the rent. Like what? What would I know?
I mean, it sort of does.
What
Pay
do
the
you mean?
rent.
It pays the rent?
Yeah.
Good. What have you done? What have you done? I mean, because if you're, and
Are
I
you
apologize,
serious right now?
and
I'm
I
trying to figure
apologize.
out if
I'm
you're
not.
serious right
I'm
now.
not. Listen.
I'm
here's
not
the
trying
thing.
to
I'd
be-
like to apologize if you're a bigger deal than I know about. Here's the thing. This is all my research people. I want to know who you are. I just don't know who you are.
That's fine.
Okay, good. You seem pretty mad.
I'm not mad at all.
Not mad at all. Okay. Well, you were getting pretty angry a second ago.
I think I just look angry.
Yeah. Well, that's good. That works for rap.
Yeah.
So you've done some stuff. You've got an album. You've featured on somebody. You featured with people.
I featured on somebody.
You featured on somebody.
I featured on quite a few somebodies.
Okay, good. So now you're getting angry again.
No,
No?
not at all. I'm just trying to figure out why I'm here. Like
Well, as far as
I
I
thought
know,
I was- I
as far as
thought
I
I was
know,
coming-
somebody's got a project to push on Only in Monroe, and I will do my best to do it now since you evidently only want to do that. All right, so you've got a movie, and it's called Southpaw.
Southpaw.
And I'll do the introductions, thank you. Southpaw, and it stars Jake Gyllenhaal. And
Jake Gyllenhaal.
What?
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Fine. It's Jake Gyllenhaal with 2 A's. And you produced it, and you did the soundtrack for it, and I believe we have a clip. Millward?
With every ounce of my blood, with every breath in my lungs, won't stop until I'm phenomenal. However long it takes, I'll go to whatever lengths. It's gonna make me a monster though. But I'm never.
I'm sorry, I apologize. There's also a cat doctor who does a show on
Oh.
the cable access show here, and I think that was the cat doctor's footage. It's pretty good, though. Is that anything like that in the movie?
I mean, that was the song.
I
okay,
did, do we have the right tape? It should probably there's a VHS tape up there that says the right clip or Gyllenhaal or something on the side. Can we play that?
How'd you like to fight for that title?
You think that you could beat Magic?
Not without you. I'm gonna fight again. I'm gonna get my kid back.
What chance is there that Hope could win? The cards are stacked against Hope.
They said Billy Hope can make it. Billy Hope is over. This is your time. This is your moment. You can control your destiny.
Well, that's great. Now, did you wrote all that music?
Yeah. I mean, that song.
Yeah, that's a beautiful song.
Thanks.
It worries me a little bit though. Can I spit some of your lyrics back at you? And am I using
Sure.
that term correctly? Spit.
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right. The song is called Phenomenal, and it goes a little bit like this. Okay. By the way, Jake is jacked in that. Is he always like that, or did he get jacked for that movie? He's super jacked.
Yeah. I'm not sure. You have to ask him.
He's really fit. That's not what he's normally like. You have to know that.
They
You're
actually.
the producer of the movie. You have to know that he didn't look like that beforehand, right, when you hired him.
They put his head on my body.
Really?
For that shot.
You worked
yeah.
out?
Yeah. A little
Come on,
bit.
flex on, flex off. Give me a little.
Oh,
give
I
me a
mean, you
little
really
action.
can't. It's really nothing. It's
That
really
is.
nothing.
That is. Come on, man. Do you want to go? Are you about to go?
Flex?
Were we about to go?
Not unless you wanted to. I mean,
I don't want to, but I will not back down. If you were about to go, I'm not backing down. You're in my house.
If you were
come
about
into
to-
my house, you come into my house and you flex up on me, and you expect me to back down, you are sadly mistaken. Hoodie, yeah.
I'm not sure what to do here.
No. No, you don't. It's
quite frightening.
I would keep it that way.
It's quite
All right,
frightening.
you stay confused.
I am really confused right now.
All right, let's talk about your lyrics. I'm sorry. I was fronting. I want to apologize.
That you
to
were.
I was fronting.
That you were.
These are the lyrics. You say, I am phenomenal, however long it takes. I'll go to whatever lengths. It's going to make me a monster, though. The question is here, is that a message you're sending to the kids, which is, if you reach for your dreams, okay, you can be the best, but it's going to turn you into some sort of unrecognizable monster that you'll regret. Is that the message?
Not necessarily, but
That's what the lyrics say.
I mean, I guess maybe that's your interpretation of them.
It says, I am phenomenal, however long it takes, I'll go to whatever lengths, it's going to make me a monster, though.
I'm just saying, whatever.
Do you have to be a monster to be phenomenal?
I mean, you don't have to be, but what I'm saying is if I go to these lengths and these extremes and however, if I keep trying, it's going to my perseverance is going to turn me into something other than human and animal.
Has that happened to you, Marshall?
Maybe metaphorically speaking.
Well, yeah. I can understand that.
Yeah.
And I asked for personal reasons because I'm going to start a new project in the fall. And I'd like to be phenomenal, but I don't want to turn into a monster. Is it possible? I guess what I'm asking is it possible to be phenomenal and not lose your humanity?
I mean, you have to find a balance.
What is the balance? How do you find the balance? Do you do hot yoga?
No, I meditate a lot.
Do you really meditate?
Yeah.
How do you, I know obviously you can teach me
I'm
how to rap.
meditating right now.
Really?
Yeah, because this is really weird.
Now, I understand that Southpaw comes out July 24th. Will be playing only in Monroe or all across Michigan?
It should be playing all across Michigan.
Okay, good.
And hopefully beyond.
Okay, well, congratulations. That is phenomenal. Anything you want to say to the local people in Monroe?
What up, Monroe?
Well, Marshall Mathers, thank you so much for
Thank you.
joining me.
Am I performing next or?
That would be great, but we are kind of tight on time, okay? Come back in August, because I think I'm hosting again then, and you'll be phenomenal. Marshall Mathers, we'll be right back.
For over 8 generations, any time of the year, folks have been coming to downtown Monroe to shop, eat, be entertained, and connect with friends, old and new. Experience the pleasures of local shopping where the homegrown business owners know you by name, where value isn't just about price, but knowledge, time, and care. Take a break, slow down, have coffee, have dinner, or take in a show. We're a real downtown. We are authentic. Authentic Downtown Monroe. Rediscover us.
First record was in '99.
Oh,
With Dr. Dre.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, you did that thing with Elton John at the Grammys.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
Stan.
apologize. Yeah, I know who you are. I know who you are.
Okay.
You're the dude who did the thing with Elton John at the Grammys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Wonder
Yeah, I did.
why. Da, 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 da.
Right.
Da, 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 da.
So you know it.
Yeah.
Can I perform now?
Now, we don't have time. Well, that's all the time we have for Only in Monroe. But before we go, let's take a peek at Monroe's community calendar. Marshall, you want to help me out with this?
Well, it says on the teleprompter that I'm supposed to say I'd love to, Stephen.
That's great. Thanks. On July 1st, an infant CPR safety and care class will be offered from 10 a.m. to noon. So if you're an infant interested in CPR or just a fan of unobstructed breathing, head on down to the Monroe County Health Department, 2353 South Custer Road. Marshall?
And remember to check out the River Raisin Independence Festival and fireworks on July 3rd. You can celebrate America's independence from England and Monroe's independence from celebrating the 4th on the 4th. It's your last chance to see fireworks in Monroe until New Year's Eve on December 30th.
Tuesday, July 7th, is the monthly meeting of the Monroe Coin Club. Stop by if you're a numismatist or if Tuesday is laundry day and you just need to break a single.
Wednesday, July 8th, Kinetic Chiropractic at 2059 North Monroe Street will offer a free class for handling stress. No late admission. Get it together for once in your life and show up on time.
On July 15th, stop by City Hall for Beginning Birding Basics. Reminder for birders, vests with under 8 pockets will not be admitted.
July 22nd is the Monroe Mayor's Traffic Committee. All traffic officials are required to be at the meeting, so if you're on the road between 5 and 7 p.m., floor it.
Well, that's community calendar for July. What month comes next? Find out next time, only on
Only in Monroe.
Before we go, I'd like to thank everyone at Impact Thank you all so much. We couldn't have done it without you. And if you're in Monroe, make sure you stop by Larson's Bar and Grill and ask for Alex. You won't regret it. I also want to thank my guest, Marshall Mathers. Thank you, Marshall. But mostly, Michelle Bauman and Kaylani Ray Rafko Wilson. Goodbye, ladies. As you say in Monroe, I'll leave the keys under the mat. So long. Just wait. Oh, that's good.
Like that. Impact. Impact. Hopefully this has a lot of impact.
Try not to talk during this part.
Sorry. How long we doing? We just keep
A little longer. Let's just give a nice long one with no talking.